Hey, this is Politics with Laura, and I got a good one for you today. Oh my goodness. Man, Europe, EU, you messed up so bad. Oh my goodness, you messed up. You messed up. But I'm gonna tell you why and how you messed up. But before I do that, look, I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers. Please help me out because being politically incorrect is not easy. Telling the truth is revolutionary. Right now, strong delusions and lies are in the air, so help me out. Now, where EU messed up, the European Union, and just England, Spain, France, Germany, Austria, you all are just in a big ball of SOS. Not someone special. Please help me out of this big old mess I got myself into. Okay. Previous video, I looked at an article that was by the head of the European Union, Marcus Ederer, and it goes on. I'm breaking this up into sections because this is just too mind blowing. This was back in 2018 and 2022. Huge difference. Huge difference. Five what? What 5 years makes a huge difference. Now the question is this: how important for Europe is energy supply from Russia? My goodness, it's everything. Do Europeans intend to preserve their strategic partnership with Moscow on this track? Do European countries working in Russia elaborate special mechanisms to protect themselves from the possible new sanctions that might be introduced by the US against Russia's banking and energy sectors? Isn't that interesting? That is very interesting. And I think this is what President Trump did in order to back Putin up, which worked for a little bit until Biden got in and now we're in this big mess. Here's his response. First of all, the EU and Russia are and will remain very important energy partners. Okay. Haha. I'm sorry. For the last year, the EU was receiving 37% of its gas imports from Russia. Whoa. So let me make sure I understand this right. You sided with Zelensky. 40%, 37% of your gas comes from Russia, and you're siding with Zelensky. Go back to the other video and you'll see what I'm talking about. Oh, you cut off your nose in spite of your face, but I'm going to leave it there. Okay, 30%. 37% of the gas imports from Russia, that is as much as the imports from Norway. And it is now receiving 30% of the oil imports from Russia. Over the last year, both Russia and the EU have invested in a diversification of their suppliers or their buyers in both Russia and transport routes And also of sources. If you look at Russia now, it also developing an LNG sector. Oh, this is huge. OMG, this is huge. Putin is so smart. And don't hate me on that statement because he is. He had to know what was coming down the pike. Now, an LNG sector. I had that up. Let me bring that up. Let me first. Okay, a quick an LNG terminal. On arrival at the terminal, the LNG tankers are moored to a loading and unloading mirth, articulated arms on corrected or are connected to the LNG carriers to unload the cargo and transfer LNG to the terminal storage tanks. Oh my goodness. Okay. It takes liquid or whatever it is, put it into the tanks, and it's attached to whatever oh my goodness, whatever station it is on a port. It's connected, and then it goes from wherever it's coming from the ship onto there. They transfer it to cartons or carriers, and then you take that and then you transfer it wherever it's going to go from the ports to wherever. Oh, this is starting to make so much sense. I did another video before about countries, Lithuania, Bulgaria, and Belarus. They were sending all of these containers to China through Russia. Oh man, this is so big. Check that video out. Check it out, and now at least now you have some idea what's in them. Oh, this is huge. Okay. Diversification of the suppliers of the buyer in case of the... Okay, I already read that. If you look at Russia, it is now also developing the LNG sector. It is diversifying towards the east, more exports to Asia. That's where China comes in. This is so huge. Whereas also in the EU, we have established almost 30 LNG terminals in the member states. And we are also exporting gas or expecting gas imports through the Southern Gas Pipeline from the Caspian Sea or the Caspian region by 2020. So this is what the name of the game is: diversification. But if you know, these long-time energy relationships don't change overnight. Really? Okay. And I think for quite some time as well, we will be tied together between Russia and the EU through the interdependence. OMG. You backed the wrong horse. Now, Biden went over there and stirred up all that trouble. You jumped on Biden's side because of the NATO agreement that you have. Now, the U.S. has the minced agreement with Russia, but still kicking up dust because the U.S. and Russia has that minsk, M-I-N-S-K, I can't pronounce it, agreement, but Europe doesn't. You got yourself into a pickle. And now you upset Putin to the point to where now you got to pay him in rubles, or you have to go to the stock exchange and put the money there or pay him in gold. Not smart. And now your economy is going down and his economy is going up through bricks. Oh, you can't make this stuff up. Oh. A lot 5 years will do. I'm sorry, 4. Okay. Okay, don't change overnight. I do think I think for quite some time we will be tied together. Oh no, that's done. I will not speculate on the sanctions by the United States, but we will have to come across that bridge if we come to it. Oh, you came to it and you most definitely crossed it and burned it. Now, what Putin is doing now in 2022, everything is all not only messed up, but now you can't fly over. Russia can't fly over Europe airspace. He has to go out into the go out all the way out into the Arctic Circle in order to get to oh goodness, not Belarus, but other places. And now, because of this, the Europe has to go way down to get where they're going to China or Turkey, but they cannot cross Russian airspace, or they have to go way into the Arctic Circle, and even there, that's Russian airspace. Big mess. Big mess. If Zelensky just would have listened to President Bennett in Israel, none of this would have happened. If he just would have simply just said, hey, do the deal and just stop it. Stop killing your people. But did he listen? No. Now this huge mess. And there are people in Zelensky's ear that are, do this. You're messing up big time. Messing up. Now the Shenzhen visa, that's even more messed up now. Now you have countries picking sides within the Shenzhen visa, and now who's going to lose out? Companies and students. Good going, knuckleheads. I'm sorry. Oh man, you can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. But I'm glad you are getting a better understanding, as I am, what's really going on over there, and the war between Russia and the Ukraine. There's so much more to it, and there's so much manipulation going on there. It is beyond belief. Just when you think you know something, you find out that you don't. And this, I'm finding out a whole lot of new information that was just a little bit old, but so relevant today. The president of the EU never thought, I don't believe, that there would be such a big problem between Russia and the European Union. Oh, it's a huge problem. As you heard him say, hey, relationships don't change overnight. Apparently they do. On that note, if you like my content, please like, subscribe, and I want to thank you for being politically incorrect, and thank you for stopping by.